Hey guys, we're going to hit the deep inner thigh. Let me just show you. Oh, Grover, get out the way. So we're going to hit the deep inner thigh. This is something that can express itself a lot in people's squats. The big smash that we're going to use, I like to use a barbell, but that's how we'll smash it. So you lay down, bring it up, 45 to 90 degree angle with that leg, bring it out, and you can extend floss, bring it down. That's the smash. And the floss, go out, remove my ball, and then I like to have something elevated, ball on there, extend out, very similar position, but now you can floss around and move around a little bit. So let's talk about that stuff. The deep inner thigh is something that it's a little bit more difficult to mobilize than the front quad. But it can express itself in a lot of ways. If people, when they squat, they have difficulty opening up those knees. They're really, really tight. And you'll see from the front or from the side, they really have to get that body forward in order to get that depth. If they can't open up their knees. If you can't open up your knees, it's a lot easier to keep those hips underneath you. But from the front, that looks like that. But if you don't have that mobility in those hips, if you're just gnarly in that deep inner thigh, it's just really difficult to have a good looking squat. So, oh, and one more thing is it can also be a lifestyle thing where I've noticed that ladies have a tendency to not have have a lot of tension in those inner hips, especially from sitting with their legs, with their knees touching all the time. Dudes generally tend to sit like dudes, so they have those legs out. It's a little bit easier for them, not too much crazy gnarliness deep in there, but you know, everybody's a little bit different. So let's talk about the smash. What we're going to be targeting is basically from the hip all the way out to the knee on the lateral, on the inside, the medial side of the knee, and we're gonna address it all the way, sweeping all the way out with the barbell. So imagine I'm laying on the ground. I'm going to hike my leg out, so my body is parallel to the bar, my knee is perpendicular, and my shin is then parallel, and just like that, and I'll roll it up and down. There are two different settings for this. There's a super spicy and not so spicy. Not so spicy is you use the sleeve of the barbell itself. That way it's not digging so deep, but you can still really get into some gnarly tissues over there. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna contract and relax. Cue it up with your breath. I'm gonna move it over to the spicier side. So what you wanna do is you lay back. So it's really, some people, it's very easy to like get all hiked up like this. But you really want to make sure you're nice and relaxed in a nice neutral position. And what you'll do is you'll inhale, tighten up that leg, and exhale, relax, get deeper into it. You can use your elbow to press deeper, get a little bit more tension in there, a little bit more spice, a little bit more leverage as you, And notice how the texture of that pain, or how the texture of that inner thigh feels as you move from the hip to the knee. You might be just a sort of a more generalized weird pain, but more focused and spicy as you get towards that knee. The knee is a really big area to hit. And that is how you'll smash it, but just floss around. It's really hard in this position to extend that leg. So what I like to do, Grover, give me that back. So, Hey Grover, come on buddy, get out of here. All right. What I like to do is, you can do this on the ground, but it's not so easy. I like to have something elevated, like a little yoga block or whatever. Maybe you have a couple textbooks, whatever works for you. You'll want to put that lacrosse ball on that elevated position, and you want to drape your leg in the same way onto that lax ball, just like that. And here we can flex and extend, but also since it's a point rather than a bar, we can really dig into some gnarliness there. I also like to get my other hand, the opposite sided hand, or the same side, whatever it's easier for you to manage to reach. I like to grip it and really make sure I'm putting it where I want it. It's going to be a little bit on the difficult side to get on the deep hip, but as you go out to the knee, you can really, really focus on some gnarly stuff as you flex and extend. No bad milk faces, right? So if you have access to a barbell or something similar, that's big and heavy, I want you to smash for 2 minutes on each inner hip out to the knee. Make sure you work your way out, and then you come back to find any knots that you need to hit. And then spend 2 minutes flossing around Make sure you're actively moving that knee out, flexing, extending the knee. If you don't have a barbell or anything like it, spend 4 minutes just with this guy hitting it. You'll feel it really quick if this is something that's going to work for you. Enjoy.